Hello everyone. Regarding to the recent research I submitted to the Academy of Arts about the difference between the endemic, trans and official cultures in dance in the canal cities in Egypt. And I was focusing onto the three cities starting from Suez city, then Ismailia, then Portside. And of course, what I discovered, and I wrote it in this research. This is a briefing, very quickly briefing about this research. I will start with Suez city, which it is famous for two different types of folk dancing. One of them is very famous all over the world, and the second one just locally, famous locally, which we call it henna dance. Henna means this type of henna we are using for our hair or sometimes painting our bodies, which I think all of you know exactly. This henna dance we presented only in wedding parties, and most of the time it is for men, not women. Sometimes the female can dancing with male in henna dance, but most of the time male dancing. And this henna dance coming to Suez city by the nomadic tribes who they came from Sinai Peninsula, passed by Suez city to the other side, which it means the other cities of Egypt, especially in Delta and Cairo, of course, then to the rest of the Egyptian cities. And they became famous in many cities in Egypt, and each city has their own way or type of dancing in this type of henna dance. But henna dance belongs to these tribes, as I told you, and every city they has or they created later they created or influenced this type of dance by their own culture. This is wonderful, yes, also. This henna dance, what we call it trans culture dance. Why? Because it's coming from outside and try to stay for a while in the cities, then travel once more again to the other city, and so on and so on. For this reason, we call it transculture dance. So this is number two. Number one, what all of you know exactly, and it is famous all over the world, what we call it Bambotiya dance. This type of dance belongs to people who are working in the sea for the boats coming or people coming with from the sea with the boats and pass by the canal cities. This type of dance became famous all over the world starting from 1964 after Qawmiya troupe presented in the Egyptian TV and later become much more famous everywhere, all over Egypt, then all over the world. One of the most important point in this type of dance, what we call it the spoon, which we use it in this dance. This spoon was not famous like this way before 1964, or let me explain to you. In this time long ago, people in Suez city, they were using the spoons, same as everyone all over the world, of course, but also they were playing percussions or rhythm using the spoons by using different types of glasses and bottles put in front of them. They put it in front of them onto the table and they knock with the spoons onto them, creating this type of rhythm, which in the end they singing on it. It's something like this way, not dancing. And sometimes the player can stand up or standing up and do a very little movements and the spoon in his hands. Sometimes he can use one spoon or sometimes both spoons in both hands. I mean, two spoons in both hands. It was something like that. And later, when Egypt asked the Union Soviet to bring some experts for dancing to create or for creating a new dance group in Egypt. So these experts, dance experts, came to Egypt. They found that there is a close thing between them. I mean, their type of dance over there in Russia and in Egypt. In Russia, they call it Lushka dance. Lushka dance belongs to the farmer. For this reason, this type of dance belongs to the farmer, but here in Egypt belongs to the sea. Both of them, I mean here in Egypt and in Russia, they using the spoons. But in Russia, they using spoons to create also this type of percussion, as I told you, in addition dancing. And this type of dance belongs to farmers over there. The dance experts, they found that this connection between both of us, for this reason, they created this type of dance like this way, or they pushed our dancers in this time, the founders of Qawmiya troop in this times, to create something like that. For this reason, they began to use the spoon like this way while they're dancing. The difference between two spoons, that the Russian spoons is wooden spoons, but here in Egypt it is metal spoons. So this is also difference between both. But later Ahmed Nadim, the one who created, or the first one who created this type of dance, used these spoons like this way, what you know exactly, which became later very famous all over Egypt and all over the world. And this type of dance, what we call it, I mean without spoons, what we call it endemic culture, dance. So for this reason, we have two different types of cultures, I mean dance cultures, and Suez city. The first one, the trans culture, what I explained to you, which we call it Henna dance, and the endemic culture dance, what we call it Bambotiya dance. The meaning of Bambotiy is boatman, which it means exactly man working onto the boat. The men in this time, or these people in this time long ago, until now I think, they were waiting onto the seashore for the steamships coming or enter the canal cities, then sailing by their boats until they reach the steamships, and after that they try to show them their products, or sometimes they exchange the products between both. This is exactly the way, or the story about Bambotiya dance. Then they sail back again to the seashore. It is like that. This is the complete story of them. And this way of working became much more famous after a lot of Bambotis or boatmen used it like this way, and later they created their type of dance on this story like this way, but onto the land, not in the sea. So this is the story about it. Then we go step forward to Ismailia city. The dance over there, or their dance, their famous dance over there, what we call it Semsemiya dance. Semsemiya, this type of musical instruments, it is the little instrument of, or let me say, the son of the tambura musical instrument. The tambura instrument came to this area from Upper Egypt, with a lot of people long ago came to this area to digging deeper or to create the canal cities long ago. So they brought this type of musical instruments with them, and they were use it when they're going to sit and play music and something like this. This is not our main point now, but we are looking now for the dance. Their dance in Ismailia, as I told you, Semsemiya dance, it is type of dance integration of Bambotiya dance. Why I said something like this? That is because they are using the handkerchiefs through their dancing, and you can find them immediately. That looks like they greetings the people onto the steamships. like this way. So it means exactly that after they finished sell and show their products to the people who are in these steam shops and finish their sell things, when they go back again, sell back again to the beach, or let me say to the seashore. After that they start to dance or feel happy, so for this reason they play like this way and say goodbye for these people onto the steamships. So for this reason it is an dance integration exactly for the Bambotiy dance. Before we go step forward to Bambotiy city and their dance, I have to tell you that this type of dance in Ismailia, it is endemic dance culture or culture dance. So this is their type of dance. Now we step forward to Bambotiy city, which is famous for al-Khulul dance. What is al-Khulul actually or exactly? al-Khulul is type of seashell fishermen collecting them through or onto the seashore, and it became much more famous, this type of dance, in Bambotiy city. This type of dance actually also created by Qawmiya troupe or Qawmiya dance group, I think from Ahmad Nadim also. And this type of dance, we call it exactly the official dance. Why we call it something like that? Because before 1964, there were no type of dance like this way or have this name in both sides. But later, after Qawmiya troupe danced and they presented in the Egyptian TV in this time, 1964, became much more famous, and people in Bambotiy feel that it is type of dance belongs them, or type of dance touched their collective thought. For this reason, they felt that it is type of dance belongs to them, and they feel that it is really life. It is in life, but actually it was not. So this is exactly the official culture, what I told you about. And this dance, it is, or the story about it, it is looks like the fishermen when they going to the seashore with this special type of tools, they use it to collecting the seashell from the seashore to take it later and sell it later to the people. This is the main core of the story. By this way, they tried, I mean the dancers do all of these types of movements, seem like I'm using this special tool, try to clean or yes, to clean the sand outside or away of the seashell and bring it or collecting them. So this is exactly the way of them, and this is the three different types of dancing what belongs to this area. I mean Suez city, Ismailia, and then Bambotiy, which belongs to the sea. And of course, we will not forget, as I told you, the Henna dance. These four different types of dancing belongs to this area. In Qawmiya dance group, they gathered them together without Henna dance, of course, which we call it in the end Bambotiya dance, and became famous all over the world by this way. But of course, still a lot of people say that Semsemiya dance, as you heard or as you know exactly, which belongs to Ismailia. As I told you, the al-Khulul dance exactly belongs to both sides. So this is the three different types of dancing in this area, which I hope you like it, and of course which included in my research, and I explained all about them. In addition, much more points also, but this is the main core of my research. I hope you like it, and if you have any question or any comment, please write to me and we can discuss together. Thank you very much, and see you in my next video.